In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 AI hacks that I use in my e-commerce store to scale to over £1,000 a day without having to hire an army or write a single line of code. My name's James. I built a 7-figure e-com store, and I've done that while being able to travel around Europe and Southeast Asia for the last 9 months, in part thanks to these AI hacks that I'm using. So I'm going to share with you the exact prompts, resources, and templates that my VAs and I use every day, so you can just plug them into your Shopify store for free and start getting the benefits straight away. So let's dive into this video. So here are the 5 hacks, and we're going to start with hack number 1, and that is AI generated SOP checklists. Now, if you have any idea about how to scale, you'll have come across the idea of having to create systems and outsourcing things to virtual assistants in order to scale your e-commerce business. It's no secret that that is the secret to scale. In order for you to be able to exit a business, it needs to be able to run without you. And for you to be able to continually focus on what's going to drive the growth, you need to be out of the day-to-day. And therefore, this AI-generated SOP checklist is a hack that's been able to get me out of the business as quickly as possible to scale to over 1.3 million in sales. Now, this AI hack, the benefits of it is that we have instant SOPs. Within a 2-minute Loom video and then 5 minutes of tidying that up into a checklist using AI, we can remove ourselves from tasks repeatedly over and over again. This is going to ensure that the VA follows a proven step, and they have a video of us doing it, and they have a checklist to follow to make sure that they're doing it right. So we never need to rewrite this SOP. We make sure it's perfect the first time we do it. We have an SOP and we have a video to show. So let me just show you exactly how this is done and how simple it is. So I'm recording this to show you how to update the homepage banner image, and we're going to do this every month. So the way to do that is to open up Shopify and follow what I'm doing in this video. So we're going to go to the themes and click customize. We're going to navigate to the homepage hero banner on the left hand side and click on the specific banner. Go ahead now and click change, and then we're going to go ahead and select from library a new image to upload. Then we're going to drag and drop a recent download from the Canva, which you'll find in Canva. And once that's been uploaded, we're going to make sure that's selected, click done, and that will then override and update the image that's on the homepage. Double check once it's been saved, move around the image in Canva if you need to, but it's as simple as that to get it added. We're going to repeat this every month and just report back to me if you need to in order to get this perfect. I'll be in charge of the image creation. You'll be in charge of uploading this to the homepage every month. Any questions on that, let me know. Now that we've recorded this Loom video, I can now go ahead and turn this into a checklist to give to the virtual assistants to control. So all you need to do inside Loom, once you've recorded the video, it'll pop up in this Loom here. Go over to the transcript and click copy transcript. Then we're going to move over to ChatGPT now. We're going to paste in the transcript, and then above the transcript, I'm going to enter a couple of times, and I'm going to type in this prompt. I can send you that prompt if you want me to, if you send me a message on Instagram, but I'm asking ChatGPT to turn this transcript into a clear SOP, and within a few seconds, it will turn the Loom video that we've created into an SOP with a checklist of steps for them to update. And as simple as that, once you've done that, you've got a checklist at a glance. Make sure that you're happy with it, so spend some time to just double check that it goes through the correct steps that you've set out in your Loom video. And then all you need to do with this is save it into your Google Drive, and you have a checklist for your VAs to follow, and you've outsourced that process. So you can see there how simple it is to outsource processes to your VA using AI. It's huge, and it answers that big objection where you feel like, isn't my VA going to be able to do a task as good as me? Well, that is solved because you are doing it in exactly the way you want it to be done, and it will literally spit out exactly how you've done it and create a checklist for the VA to follow. So on to hack number 2 now, and that is AI-powered VA hiring. So now we've got systems in place, we now can bring in our virtual assistants to complete those systems. And I use AI to make sure that I'm hiring the best quality virtual assistants every time. I do this for my own business. I've got 2 full-time VAs. One of them has been with me for now over 3 years, and that's because I use AI to help in the process of hiring. I also now hire VAs for other e-commerce business owners. So if you feel unsure, I will do that for you. If you'd like me to, just send me a message on Instagram. But let me just walk you through how I use AI to do that. First of all, the job brief. The job post is so important because the quality of your candidates is going to be equal to the quality of your job post. So it's up to you to make sure that it is tailored to what you're looking for, and it has all the details to make sure that you're finding the best quality. And also inside that job post, we ask AI to make sure there are elements in that job post that are screening so that the candidates will almost self-filter themselves out if they're not completing certain tasks. This will lead to better hires, and it makes sure that we don't have to continually rehire because we're going to get a rockstar VA on the first time. So I'll show you how that's done. So let me show you how simple it is to harness the power of AI to create a job post for your VA. So all you need to do is use a template like I've got here and just fill in the red text. This won't take long, but this is how you tell AI the exact role that you're hiring for. Fill out your name, the job title, the hours that you're hiring for, what the responsibilities are, what they need to have experience-wise, and what they need to provide to apply. What I like to do as well is make sure to add a fun instruction, like asking them to type the word pineapple, provide an image of a giraffe, provide an image of a carabao, something like that, just to make sure we're getting the attention to detail. Once you've completed it, it will look something like this. And I've got an example here, and I can send this across to you if you ask, but I've filled out the template to apply specifically for a customer service VA that I'm hiring for. Send that to ChatGPT, and it will come back with a job post that's perfectly tailored to the job that we are looking for. Then all you need to do is go over to onlinejobs.ph or a similar site, and you can post this job and get some really good applicants. Once you have the job post back, that's when we can then ask ChatGPT to look at the resumes or the CVs of the best performing candidates and make a decision from there. Now, I love this. I love how powerful AI is to create this because we're going to be bringing in high quality virtual assistants that will free you up and allow you to scale your business. And this answers the question as well, the process that I use, because you might think, well, AI can't hire for a culture fit. It can only look for skills fit. Well, the reason I am able to overcome that is because I have an interview process. After AI does its part, I'll also interview and speak to 4 or 5 of the top candidates before hiring to make sure that it's not all AI, it's a hybrid approach. Now, speaking of hybrid approaches, on to hack number 3, AI and VA hybrid support. So I use my virtual assistants and fuse them with artificial intelligence to answer difficult product-related questions in a fast and precise manner. Now, the way I do this is by using AI to export the Shopify product details and asking ChatGPT to look at all of the details and give us solid, accurate information to give to customers when they're asking specific questions. Now, the benefits of this is that if you bring in a VA and they have no idea about your niche, they've got no idea about the products you sell, you can immediately provide expert answers because we're not relying on their knowledge. We're relying on the knowledge of your details in Shopify. So straight away, your VA, instead of having to become a product expert, they can just use this tool and use this system to become an expert or feel like they are an expert, and your customers will see them as experts straight away. It means that new VAs can be ramped up very quickly, and it means you have a consistent brand voice. Even if there's new VAs coming in, even if there's a different person speaking to the same customer over again, it is a fantastic system. We can make sure that we're overcoming the objection that you might have as well. You might think, well, AI isn't going to sound like a real person, or it's not going to sound warm. Well, the way we overcome that is we use the right prompts, which I'll show you in a second, to make sure they're using the right tone and come across as a friendly human being customer service. So let me show you how this works. So this is how I use AI with virtual assistants to answer difficult product-related questions, even if a VA isn't very experienced. The way we do this, start off by following this SOP. Again, I've got an SOP that I send to virtual assistants so they know what to do. And I'll record myself going through this process now so you can show that to your VAs as well. First thing to do is to go into Shopify, go to products, and then simply export all of the product data, all products as a CSV, click export products. That will soon be emailed to me. Once I've got that email, I'll come back and show you what to do next. And just like that, you can see I've now downloaded that export and I've got that in ChatGPT. So I can drag and drop that to ChatGPT. And then using the prompt that I follow, I have a ready-made prompt ready to go. And I'm telling ChatGPT, this is our current Shopify product catalog. Please absorb the details so I can ask you product-related questions based on this file. And I'm going to send that across to them now. It will absorb all of the information about all of our products in Shopify. And it knows that I'm going to be asking it questions from customers related to these product category. So then when we receive a question from a customer, we just ask our virtual assistant to copy the question if they're unsure into this chat, keep this chat running, it will get better over time, and ask the exact same question to this chat, and then wait for a ChatGPT's response. So for example, I'd say, does the women's slides come with a bag? Might be a question that you get from your customers about one of your products. Send that in. It will now review the export data. It will look to see if a bag is included in the product description, or if there's any details on that product page that you're not able to find. It will be looking for you, and within 5, 10, 15 seconds maybe, it will come back with an answer. We need the VAs to proofread the answer, make sure it makes sense, and then we can go back to the customer. So here we go. Here's the answer. Does not include a carrying bag. There's no mention of one. And then because it hasn't given me a customer-friendly response, so I've written, please provide me with a response that I can send to the customer who has asked the question, and that will then give it to us in a nice language that the VA can then send over. And within 30 seconds, you've got a fast response, but it's accurate. It's checked the product details. Now, this is an obvious one, but say you're getting really complex questions, it would be so handy rather than having to get expert knowledge of the products from your VAs, and they can use this from day one. So with that handled and our customer service being expertly managed with AI, we can now move on to hack number 4. And hack number 4, this is the way I use AI to generate consistent organic content. So when we say organic content, I mean blog posts and I mean social media posts. So this is done on a regular basis, and it can be done regularly because it's not a huge task. In fact, the customer service VAs that I hire will do this work as well. And on the downtime from customer service, depending on how busy we are, they can fall into this job, and it's a quick and simple job that can be completed by any VA because all of the technical part of this is handled by AI. So perfect fusion again, hybrid of virtual assistant and AI to create the best quality organic content. Now the benefits of doing this is that we have endless topic ideas. Gone are the days where you have to think for hours about what's the next blog post going to be, what's the next social media post going to be. We can do content at scale very quickly. We have a consistent brand voice that comes across all the blog posts and all of the social media posts we generate. And it can be done very quickly. And then our input only needs to be checking that it's all meeting the standards that we've set out and set the direction of where we want our blog posts and social media posts to go. So let me show you first of all, how do we implement the SOP that we've got in place to create blog posts? So I'm sharing now how my VAs use AI to create a constant organic marketing system. So I've got this marketing SOPs folder inside the Google Drive with all of the SOPs that they follow related to marketing projects. And 3 of these documents are related to how to create blog posts. Now I have 2 separate SOPs for them to follow. I'm just going to quickly explain those to you now so you know how to pass this over to your VAs or use AI to create regular blog posts for your own store. The first plan is how to create the blog post plan, because I'd like them to create that first. So there's a plan created. And then once the plan is there, we can then use that plan to create the blog post afterwards. It's all in a nice sequence, and they can come back to this between the customer service tasks that they're doing. So as you can see, the first thing to do is to go into the blog post schedule, which I will set out, and I will create that blog post schedule based on what blogs I'd like them to create. So my task for the business is just to set the direction of what kind of content we want to create, and then they can implement it. If you don't even want to do that, you can use AI or you can use your VAs to actually create the blog post titles as well. So I've created a prompt here, and again, if you want this, just message me. I'll send it all across, happy to share it all with you. And I simply copy this prompt, send it to ChatGPT, and I'm asking ChatGPT, as a retailer of barbecues, I'm selling barbecues with my store, what would be the best blog post titles to create based on the fact that we want to drive commercially driven customers that might purchase to our store? And there we go. We have 3 ideas here straight away to drive commercially driven people to our store, because if people are searching for the best barbecue grills for 2025, they're going to be quite likely to purchase, and that's the type of customer we want to be getting on our site. Now, because we have the title, that's all the VA needs. They literally just plug and play with that title now through the rest of the SOP, following step by step, and they will at the end of it create a blog post that's going to be driving that traffic to our store and all they need to do is follow the instructions. The instructions, just to quickly go through what they mean. Basically, they use AI to send the title, explain what we want to achieve, and we have a template of how we do that. We send that all to AI. It then comes back with a blog post, and then I make sure at the end of once it's been created, the VA will go in, add lots of links to increase the SEO. They'll add images to make it more scannable, more readable. They'll go ahead and check, proofread that it's all UK English, make sure it doesn't come across too AI automated, and that is the perfect combination to create a high quality blog post. And they do this 3 every month. Now, with a consistent blog post schedule in place, we can also outsource the social media creation. So let me show you how that's done. So we have a process that virtual assistants will follow to ensure that social media posts are created 3 every single week. And now in today's day and age, customers are going to check you out on social media. They're going to make sure that they like what they see. And for my businesses where I'm generally driving traffic from paid traffic on Google Ads, it's not so important that we're creating high quality social media posts that are actually driving the traffic to the store. And therefore, this SOP is really just designed to create regular content using the assets that we've got, the images that we've got already, to be constantly keeping our social media profiles active with high quality engaging content. So it's not to drive traffic, it's not necessarily to drive sales, it's more to have social proof when customers find us through a Google ad. If they check us out on Facebook and Instagram, there is a clear representation of our brand on there with regular posts. So to do that, the SOP is all set out. We have a Canva design all ready to go. We have the type of the type of posts already set up that we like to use. And then the VA can just follow this through. And it's step by step to find the images, add them into Canva, use AI to create the captions, and then a separate SOP for how to download the images from Canva, how to add the captions, and how to get it all into the Meta Business Suite so it gets scheduled regularly. Simple process, huge results because it's showing our customers that we are active and we can engage with customers on social media regularly, not just relying on the efforts of our Google Ads. And there you have organic content. It's what's been responsible for me generating about 80% of my traffic comes organically now, even though I have a considerable paid ad budget every single month, because I have consistent organic traffic going out. And we all know, as e-commerce business owners, the more sales you can get organically, the higher the profit margin that you're going to have. So it's a huge thing for the bottom line of your business, and it keeps you out of the day-to-day. So now on to the 5th and final AI hack that I use to scale my e-commerce business, and that is generating email campaigns. So this is done, again, a hybrid fusion between virtual assistants to manage this AI system so that I just set the direction of the emails that we want to create. And with this in place, the huge benefits are that our VA will draft and schedule emails so that we can send one every 3 days. And we only need to set the direction and check the emails before they're scheduled. Benefits of this is that we have a regular email campaign schedule. We're constantly checking in with customers on our list. We send an email every 3 days, and we have data to back up the type of emails that we're creating. So we're only creating them based on what AI is doing, and it's basing it on the data that we've got from previous emails to create the next ones. So let me show you exactly how we do this. Now, to show you how this actually works in practice, let me just walk you through the SOPs that I have in place that my VAs will follow to create email campaigns, both based on blog posts that we've been creating, but also promotional emails that are just designed to get people back on the site to purchase whatever promotion that we are highlighting. So you can see the 2 SOPs here. The first one is for them to use AI to create emails based on the blog posts. So they will use AI, they will find the blog post that we've recently posted, they'll go into Klaviyo, into the app in Shopify, create a new account, and then use the blog post to turn it into an email using AI. And use AI to create the best subject lines, the best preview text, the best call to action to make sure it makes sense. It's just then looked over by the manager, which in most cases will be me, to double check that we're happy, and then we'll get that scheduled, and then we'll update the monthly task tracker once that's been completed. Say we go with the email promotions, follow the process, use AI to generate the best quality promotional emails, and we get this done every 3 days. Everything is tracked because they're using the SOP and they're completing and filling out the email plan sheet once they're completing every email. So we can see what they're doing. They've got a clear process to do it, and AI will literally pull the best possible emails for us to create use the best preview text, the best subject lines, and if you have the right prompts to use, if you have VAs that are following a simple step-by-step process, they will get them completed to the highest standard. And then when you come in to double check it to get it scheduled, there's going to be only 60 seconds of checking, making sure the links are all correct, giving it a second pair of eyes before scheduling it to go out to your email list. And with that system in place, we have email content going out, which means in accordance with all of the other hacks that we've talked about today, we have regular organic posts, we have the store looked after with customers being answered quickly, we have emails going out, we have SOPs generated. It's a fantastic system. If you want the processes that I've talked about today, if you want any of the resources that I've mentioned, simply send me a message on Instagram. The link to my Instagram is beneath this video. I'd love to help you out in implementing VAs and implementing systems into your business so you can get the same benefit that I've seen and the same benefits that my clients have seen as well. So if you've enjoyed this video, look forward to speaking with you soon, and I'll catch you in the next one.